Porsche 911 is one of the most iconic sports cars on the planet, and this is their newest model in the game. So basically this Porsche has about half the horsepower of the Rivian, but weighs half as much. So in terms of power to weight, the ratios are fairly similar. But the Porsche has all-wheel drive, like the Rivian, and it actually has a higher top speed, which isn't really limited. It should also have much better cornering speeds as it's got a much lower centre of gravity. But I think the Rivian should put up a fairly good fight. So really this is a question of how close can the Rivian get. So the Porsche's benchmark is a 117. So without further ado, here's the Rivian. Electric launch one, so there's one gear. Very swift to 60. It's much slower through the corners. Much slower and instincts as well. So the Rivian's got 835 horsepower all through, thanks to its motor sets. But this thing weighs as much as what is 3 tons. That's a lot. I mean, it's double. So can this giant truck, which is across the mid-size, that's a little bit larger. So is it? Well, the answer is no, it's not 5 seconds long, which still isn't that bad time. But the Rivian has a party track. It has a very high reverse gear. So let's see what that reverse is. Much quicker than any supercar race, well except for electric supercars, obviously. 127 miles an hour. That's the quickest JT ever. It looked awesome from the outside. This is a Curry's Baja G, and what this is going to go up against the Rivian in is rallying and off-roading. So here is a short course on the volcano. It's point to point, flying starts through a fork in the road. So this obviously is much more capable off-road, has much more ground clearance and better suspension. So it really is going to be much better off-road. Or is it? To find out, let's see what this thing can do. It's got about the same horsepower as the Rivian, but I think it's a bit heavier and it's only got 3 gears. It's also a lot slower, so it completes that course in about 36 seconds, which is a decent benchmark, but it can beat the Rivian in this 25 seconds to spare, so that's not bad at all. Okay, so the Rivian is going into the section now at quite a high speed. I've tuned the thing for off-road, so let's see what it can do. Very bad understeer. I did extend the gears, which looking back now was a bit of a mistake because it has given the car a much slower start. Ooh, hit the rock. That hasn't slowed this thing. It's got torque for days. I mean, I don't know what the towing capacity is, but I think this is a brilliant car for towing because in being electric, all the torque that needs to tow the thing is delivered instantly. But as Tyler Hoover discovered, it doesn't work. Completed that in 42 seconds, so slower than the Jeep. But it might be able to claw a few points back here, completing it with 30 seconds to spare. So that gives the score pretty much 1-1. Now this is not so much a test, but it's a demonstration of what the Rivian can do here. Now this is a Hummer taking on a drift course. It has a drift tune. It's got considerably more power than the Rivian can make. It has nearly 2,000 horsepower from a Rimac motor. But the Hummer is so heavy and it's just refusing to slide. That's the problem. All the electric trucks I've tried, well, when I say all, I mean this and the Ford Lightning, they can't drift. They can't drift at all. Now the Rivian is a better drift car because it has proper tyre compounds and you can easily tune the suspension. So basically, the Rivian is a much better drift truck, and it's so easy to drift this thing. In fact, in real life, it actually has a drift mode, as it was demonstrated on Top Gear. So this thing could be a brilliant drift truck, and it's so easy to drift. I mean, anyone could drift this. I mean, I could put my sister in the driver's seat and she'd probably be able to drift it. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. If only it had the proper suspension, I think this could post some serious scores on the leaderboards. This is an insane vehicle, and I'm so happy it's finally in the game. I was so happy to see this in Goodwood, and I love it. It's one of my favourite vehicles. So now here's a bonus feature for those of you who saw my TikTok. Now I posted a video on my TikTok about our build ideas. So here is one of them that I went in and made earlier. The Fiat Factory. It's called Fiat Factory. My game tag is Birdman3743. So here it is. What do you think? I mean, obviously there may be some better builders out there, and if you have gone in and built something like this, please send me the share code, because I would love to try out your builds, and in fact I might even do a video showcasing your builds. So if you want to see that, please subscribe in the future, and until next time, goodbye.